So I'm working on my work this morning, and it's pretty chilly again. It's snowing today. But anyways, I'm just having fun with some of the daydreaming that I've done in the past, along with some of the oracles that have come up for me in very uncomfortable ways, but are showing up in their reality in my material world, kind of like the dream stuff, with explanation. And it's kind of wild because it's like dreaming backwards, if you will, and just knowing, and then the world kind of unfolds, and then you're living the dream and you're like, fuck, I already knew this somehow, some way. Anyways, I wanted to document some of my work. What are all these little flecks of light that keep showing up all of a sudden in my videos? My house is dusty. I better go clean. Anyways, just documenting some of my work. And it's obviously like very beautiful, mindy, and makes no sense to anybody else. But to me, it makes perfect sense for the various projects I have on the go for different reasons. And it's kind of the way that I'm collapsing time, basically. So I am really having an interesting time with all of this. What is with all of this little wispy stuff? It looks like a freaking filter. Anyways, kicking up the dust from my hat, clearly. So it's just really interesting. But I'm thinking, how do I protect my intellectual property, my brand integrity, protect my person, with all of the work that I'm doing while still publishing it in the public realm, while still being biohacked and attacked with different various types of biological and non-biological weapons, human and non-human, human and technological, basically, is how I'll say that. And how do I create not from a place of protection, and how do I protect towards an energy that feels safe and generates safety around me, is basically how I'm seeing that. And so one of my daydreams was me like being really pissed off and being like, give me back my data. And it was like my voice was gone, like somebody had taken my actual vocal cords, and my body was actually like physically bleeding, and what other, I think in the past felt like witchcraft attacks, right? Anyways, how my brain processes data at such fast pace and disrupt my nervous system to make me daydream and, pre-see how shit's gonna go down based on the current climate of reality. This is why I call it the oracle, because it's kind of vague, but my nervous system's like, oh my God. But anyways, back to the funny part, because this is getting too long already. Anyways, my point is, after I wrote this, and I'm thinking, if a scanner tries to document this and then spit out language in AI, all it would look like is freaking poetry and art, and nobody would actually be able to translate my work because it would be so, it's like putting it through a shredder by using all kinds of ink, and using different colors in the front and the back, and using different types of paper and different methodologies and video and content. I'm like basically encrypting my own handwriting, voice, behaviors, thought processes, modalities in the public realm and in the analog realm and in my social world, so that I can stop being socially engineered, so people can human traffic me for whatever reason they want, whether that's my intellectual property, using me as their research data, planning their future escape from the cult to make me their drug mule, whatever, whatever the thing is, whatever the wild, outlandish, dramatic thing my nervous system has story lined out for me in a very visual and real situation based on the behaviors and attitudes and evidence of the material things I've experienced in reality. So I was like saying something. Okay, I'm not going to say the actual thing in the daydream, but it basically translates to this. Give me back my data, bitches. Give me back my data, bitches. I'm your mama. Give me back my data, bitches. Give me back my data, bitches. I'm your mama.